For most people, when we're trying to lose weight or we're trying to diet or develop healthy habits, whatever that might be, that typically starts with this approach of eating as little as possible and moving our body as much as possible. And in this video, I want to explain to you why that approach simply does not work. And it's typically why we crash and burn, why we can't stick to a plan, why we keep feeling like we have to start over again on Monday. And I know that that's an incredibly frustrating feeling. And so today we're going to dig into that. And what I'd like to do is to teach you how to break free of that, because that approach simply doesn't work. And I know some of you guys might be sitting there like, that's exactly what I do every time. And that's okay, because we're here today and you've hit play and you're ready to dive into it. So let's do this. This is part one of a 5-part series that I'm going to do where we really dive in to all things macronutrients and meal prep that can make you successful in your pursuit towards health or weight loss or whatever that is. This week, we are going to dive into how much we should be eating. For me to explain why that approach of eating as little as possible and moving your body as much as possible doesn't work, I'm going to paint a story for you. Paint a story? Create a story? Paint a picture? I don't know where I'm going with that. Tell me if you've ever done this before. And I know you probably have. Okay, it's Sunday, maybe even Saturday, right? But it's the weekend and we're extra motivated to make some changes in the upcoming week. Something has sparked inside of us. We want to develop healthy habits. We'd like to lose some weight. We want to create more intention around the foods that we're eating, whatever that is for you. So we get a little pumped, right? And maybe we spend a little bit of extra time meal prepping. We hit the grocery store extra hard. We're cooking and it's Sunday afternoon and we've got all these meal prep containers done. We've done all of the work. Everything's ready to go. And we dive in and we wake up Monday morning and what happens? We're excited, right? We hit the go button. We've prepared a couple of eggs for breakfast, maybe a slice of toast, all right? Lunch rolls in and this is the meal that everybody always does when they're trying to lose weight. I'm not sure why, but it's like boiled chicken and broccoli. I know you've done that, okay? But we're committed, right? We're not super excited to eat that, but it's Monday, we're amped up, we're doing it this time, so we dive in. Maybe we pack a little granola bar as a snack. Maybe if we're like extra on it, a protein shake. We roll into dinner and we've really kind of got the same thing. Maybe some vegetables, maybe a meat, all right? Crushed it. We head into Tuesday. Now, when we wake up on Tuesday, we're not as excited to eat the things that we've prepared, but we're doing it. We've committed to it. We're not falling short this time. So we repeat the same day, really. We're not as excited about it, but we're still feeling proud. Tuesday looks just like Monday. Now Wednesday rolls around. Wednesday, energy levels starting to dip a little bit, both probably because we've been like not eating very much food and we've been moving our body a ton, but we've also continued to have all of the same life stressors and the demands of life kind of catching up by Wednesday a little bit. So Wednesday, we're like, listen, I'm going to skip the breakfast that I had planned. I'm just going to roll through Starbucks. I'm going to get those little like egg white bite things. I'm going to keep it still relatively healthy. We're going to get the coffee. We're still attached to our goals. Just we're needing to make a few changes, right? Lunch rolls around. We're like, okay, I'll grab the Jimmy John's order, but I'm just doing the skinny wrap, no chips, still keeping it on plan, just need a little bit of a break, all right? We do a pretty good job with dinner. Maybe our snack wasn't quite as great, but we're still rolling a bit, okay? Then Thursday hits, all right? Now, I know you've felt this before. Thursday hits, and what happens on Thursday? We wake up, that energy is even a little bit lower. We've packed our foods begrudgingly. We're not super excited about them. No shit, right? Because who gets excited about boiled chicken and broccoli? And we head into work, okay? And we get to work, and it happens to be Staff Appreciation Day, okay? And what happens on Staff Appreciation Day? We all know it. What's in the break room? Donuts, right? And not the trash donuts that nobody wants. It's the good ones. And you see them and you're like, oh man, they got a couple of those ones that I really like over there. But you cruise past them because you're doing it this week, right? You've got a plan, you've got a goal, you've got a vision for what you want to have happen. We're not eating the donuts. And you go to your office, okay? But then what happens when you're in your office? You keep thinking about the donuts, right? We're thinking about them. And by 10 o'clock, you're like, screw it, I'm going back, I'm just getting one. And then what happens when we get one? We probably get two. And then, the donuts themselves, really not that big a deal from a caloric standpoint. But then what do we start to tell ourselves? We start to tell ourselves that story that we can't stick to a plan. We've already messed up this week. I can't ever do anything right. I suck. I always do this. And then that story that you're telling yourself about that insignificant donut leads to a tailspin. It leads to dinner out on Thursday. It leads to Mexican and margaritas on Friday. It leads to a weekend of feeling completely off track and then a start again Monday. Now, if you've experienced that before, you're not alone. That happens all the time. And most people chalk that up to shitty willpower when in reality, you just had, to be honest, a shitty plan, okay? And it's not you. Everybody's doing it, and it's what we've been told to do. Just move your body more and eat less, but it just simply doesn't work. Because what happens is that week that you created was grossly under the amount of calories that your body actually needs to thrive. And your brain is very, very good at protecting you. And so it's going to send you signals to eat the food. It's going to break down your resolve. Your cravings are going to be high because your calories were so low. The reason that this doesn't work is it's too low. And what we want to do, and what we're going to go over in this video, is talk about how we can bring those calories up, okay, to a range that's still in a deficit because you do have weight loss goals, but it's not so low that we're sending your brain and your body into panic mode. Okay, so let's look at this bracket together. I've got it up here on the screen. Now, this bracket would represent your maintenance range. We all have a maintenance range. We don't all need the same exact amount of calories every single day to sustain weight or to gain weight or to lose weight. Our body really responds over time to what we do repeatedly, all right? Now, if we're consistently eating a calorie range within this bracket, we're going to sustain weight. If we're consistently eating a calorie range that's under this bracket, we're going to lose weight. If we're consistently eating a calorie range that's above this maintenance bracket, we're going to gain weight, all right? So what you want to do is find an amount that is just to the left, okay? Now, I know that that can feel slow, all right? But what we would want to aim for is like half a pound, maybe a pound of weight loss a week. I promise you that sounds slow, but it's also the fastest way. And if you think about what that would look like over the course of a year, it's life-changing. Now, there are a lot of great tools out there to help you come up with that number. There are calorie calculators, macro calculators. Most of them are working off of the same equations. There are laws of thermodynamics that tell us, based off of your metrics, this is about how much your body should be needing. Now, those aren't perfect. Our bodies are very unique, but they're very good starting places. I actually have put together a free macro calculator. I've linked it in the description below. Use that if you would like to. If you get it and you have questions about it, email me. You're going to have an email from me. I love getting questions from people. You can use that in there. And there are some other great ones out there. Now, if you are like, don't have time or energy or the capacity or the knowledge to track macros right now or track my calories, that's okay too. So what I want you to do, if you're that person, is to really think about making 3 solid meals a day. And when you make those, make sure that each of those has a solid dose of protein, okay? If you are a male, you probably need to think about more like 1.5 to 2 doses of protein. Females, more like 1 to 1.5. Start every plate that you put together just like that. You're then gonna make sure that you have a good source of carbohydrates, real whole foods as much as possible, as minimally processed as you can. If you've got some color in there, fruits and vegetables, even better. And you want to make sure you have a healthy fat source. If you do that 3 times a day, you are going to be putting together these very macro balanced days that are probably relatively close to your energy needs and probably actually a little less than your energy needs, which is what we're looking for if you would like to be in a deficit. You're going to be doing that organically without even tracking your food. This is a great place to start. And if that itself sounds a little bit overwhelming, like I'm a little outside the area that you feel comfortable with, I've also linked in the description my free meal prep guide. I put a lot of love into this thing. It's so much more than just a meal prep guide. It's got information about the best carbohydrates to choose and why and how to cook them. Same for protein, same for fats. It's got recipes, it's got sample meal plans, all of that in there. It's there for you. This is what you're gonna do. And then you're also gonna add a snack somewhere in the day, maybe 2 if your energy needs are a little bit higher, that is protein and some healthy carbohydrates, a piece of fruit. Protein, piece of fruit, maybe some nuts. You're going to be in a perfect position. And if you do that for a few weeks and your body is responding great and you're experiencing some weight loss or positive physique changes, perfect. Keep doing that. If you do that for a few weeks and you're not experiencing that, then maybe just peel back the size of your meals a little bit or take back one of your snacks. That way you can kind of organically get yourself into a calorie deficit that's going to work beautifully for your body. Make powerful meals here. A lot of times when people dig into this, I'll have clients send me, I'm a coach, I do one-on-one nutrition coaching. I'll have clients send me pictures of their food, or I'll look at their food logs and they've created these little rinky-dink meals like 250 calories. If you do that, you're going to be hungry. You're going to fall short of your goals because, again, we're going to send your brain into that like panic mode. Give me the donuts on Thursday. All right. So you can still create very robust meals as long as most of the foods that you're putting on your plate are real whole foods. It's very unlikely that you're going to overeat. And so it's just a great place to dive into this. Create a meal that covers all of the bases, your proteins, your carbohydrates, your fats. Add a snack in there that's high protein. You are going to be well on your way to success. And the last thing that I want to say about this today, because this is also something that can really hold you back, is really keep yourself in check about the way that you're thinking about your diet or weight loss program. Because what I see most people do as soon as they start something like this is they immediately will kind of step into this place of restriction. I can't have this anymore. I can't do that anymore. And that is one of the other reasons that diets don't last very long, because that place sucks. You instead can think about how this process is going to allow you to support your body. How can I nourish my body today? How can I make sure that I'm giving it all of the things that it needs to help support all of the beautiful things that it does for me in a day? If you take that approach, right? If you pick up a banana and you eat it and you like really think about all of the nutrients that it's putting inside your body, you're going to appreciate that banana a lot more. It's going to help you keep making better choices. How can I support my body today? How can I make my body thrive? And then all of a sudden you're approaching this process from a space of more. And that's an incredible space. That's a space that you can stay in for a very long time. So step one of all of this is going to be to make sure that you're getting the right amount of calories. How much should I be eating? Okay, again, you've got two ways to do that. Essentially, you can actually go find out, all right? Go to one of the calorie calculators, use mine. There's plenty online that you can choose from, and track your food for a little bit. It doesn't have to be precise. You don't have to be a master tracker to do this. You're going to get a great idea of what you're getting in, all right? Choose an amount that is not, if you find out that your calorie needs in a day are 2,000 calories, don't eat 1,000. That's too low for you, okay? We're shooting for about probably 250 to 500 max calorie deficit a day. If you use my calculator, it's going to do that for you. Your second option is to use more of a plate method, all right? Again, making sure you're getting 3 balanced meals and that we're adding in a very high protein carbohydrate snack. That's going to get you into a good zone, all right? You may need to tweak it a little bit based off of how your body's responding, but if we're choosing real whole foods, my guess is that your body's going to respond quite well. Don't create rinky-dink meals, okay? It's okay to create a robust meal that's filled with meats and fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and high-quality fats. All of that sounds fantastic, right? And again, approaching this from a space of more. How can I support my body today? All right. This is what's going to set you up for success. If this excites you and you're ready to dig in, but you still feel a little bit lost, I am a one-on-one coach, but I have recently created a Kickstart program. It's self-guided. It's only $27. I've put it in the comments below. Literally what I'm going to do every day for 30 days in this program is tell you what to do to make some sustainable changes. And it starts slow. It starts one week with just a couple of habits and we kind of build, and there's just a plethora of resources in there for you to help get you rolling again, to help get you going. I've linked it in the description below. If you've enjoyed this, follow along. This is part 1 of a series that I'm going to do to really help you understand macros and help you put together your foods in a way that's manageable. This week was about how much do I need to be eating. All of our bodies are different, so I can't give you an exact, this is what you specifically need, but there are a ton of resources out there for you to figure that out. In the next few videos, we are going to dive specifically into the best proteins for your body and how much, the best carbohydrates for your body and how much, and we're going to cover fats and how to put it all together. So stay tuned. Subscribe, like, follow along so you don't miss out. Thank you guys for being here.